Hey everybody, continuing with Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. We're going to be starting rule number 11, and I apologize, I'm really sweaty. I just got back from walking to the store. I never used to previously sweat. It's a recent thing for me. I gained 30 pounds this year um, since I discovered Jordan Peterson. I gained about 35 pounds. I quit smoking this year too, as well. And I started listening to Jordan Peterson around December, January, and I quit smoking on January 1st. One result of me quitting smoking is I gained 35 pounds, um, but I also work out every single day too. And the doctor told me, or reminded me, muscle weighs more than fat. So, anyways, rule number 11, do not bother children when they are skateboarding. Just like the song. Nobody got that, I bet. If you got that joke, put something in the comments. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. Skateboarding. Danger and mastery. There was a time when kids skateboarded on the west side of Sydney Smith Hall at the University of Toronto where I work. Sometimes I stood there and watched them. There are rough, wide, shallow concrete steps there leading up from the street to the front entrance, accompanied by tubular iron handrails about 2.5 inches in diameter and 20 feet long. The crazy kids, almost always boys, would pull back about 15 yards from the top of the steps. Then they would place a foot on the boards and skate like mad to get up some speed. Just before they collided with the handrail, they would reach down, grab their board with a single hand, and jump onto the rail, board sliding their way down its length, propelling themselves off and landing, sometimes gracefully, still atop their board, sometimes painfully off them. Either way, they were soon back at it. Some might call that stupid, maybe it was, but it was brave too. I thought those kids were amazing. I thought they deserved a pat on the back and some honest admiration. Of course it was dangerous. Danger was the point. They wanted to triumph over danger. They would have been safer in protective equipment, but that would have ruined it. They weren't trying to be safe, they were trying to be competent, and it's competence that makes people as safe as they can truly be. Okay, I'll let you out. Oh, actually, you gotta wait because I'm doing the video and I don't want the door open. I wouldn't dare what those kids were doing. Not only that, I certainly couldn't climb a construction crane like a certain type of modern daredevil evident on YouTube. And, of course, those people who work on construction cranes. I don't like heights, although the 25,000 feet to which airliners ascend to is so high that it doesn't bother me. I have flown several times in a carbon fibre stunt plane, even doing a hammerhead roll, and that was okay, although it's very physically and mentally demanding. To perform a hammerhead roll, you pilot the plane straight up vertically until the force of gravity makes it stall. Then it falls backwards, corkscrewing, until eventually it flips and noses straight down, after which you pull out of the dive or you don't do another hammerhead roll. I don't like flying. But I can't skateboard, especially down handrails, and I can't climb cranes. Sydney Smith Hall faces another street on the east side. Along that street, named St. George, ironically enough, the university installed a series of rough, hard-edged concrete plant boxes sloping down to the roadway. The kids used to go out there too and board slide along the box edges as they did along the concrete surrounding of the sculpture adjacent to the building. That didn't last very long. Little steel brackets known as skate stoppers soon appeared every 2 or 3 feet. Along those edges, when I first saw them, I remember something that happened in Toronto several years previously. 2 weeks before elementary school classes started, throughout the city, all the playground equipment disappeared. The legislation governing such things had changed, and there was a panic about insurability. The playgrounds were hastily removed, and even though they were sufficiently safe, grandfathered re their instability and often paid for, and quite recently by parents, this meant no playgrounds at all for more than a year. During that time, I often saw bored but admirable kids charging around on the roof of our local school. It was that or scrounge about in the dirt with the cars, with the cats and the less adventurous children. It was either that or scrounge about in the dirt with the cats and the less adventurous children. Hey man, I used to play with cats when I was a kid. I didn't have any toys. My dad was an asshole. Didn't buy me or my brother toys. All we had were the cats. I say sufficiently safe about the demolished playgrounds because when playgrounds are made too safe, kids either stop playing in them or start playing in unintended ways. Kids need playgrounds dangerously enough to remain challenging. People, including children, who are people too after all, don't seek to minimize the risk. They seek to optimize it. They drive and walk and love and play so that they achieve what they desire, but they push themselves a bit at the same time too, so they continue to develop. Thus, if things are made too safe, people, including children, start to figure out ways to make them dangerous again. When untrampled and encouraged, we prefer to live on the edge. There, we can still be both confident in our experience and confronting the chaos that helps us develop. We're hardwired for that reason, to enjoy risk, some of us more than others. We feel invigorated and excited when we work to optimize our future performance while playing in the present. Otherwise, we lumber around sloth like, unconscious, unformed, and careless, overprotected. We will fail when something dangerous, unexpected, and full of opportunity suddenly makes its appearance, as it inevitably will. The skate stoppers are unattractive. The surround of this nearby sculpture would have been badly damaged by diligent board sliders before it could look as mean as it does now, studded with metal like a pit bull's collar. The large plant boxes have metal guards placed at irregular intervals across their tops, and this, in addition to the wear caused by the skateboarders, produce a dismal impression of poor design, resentment, and badly executed afterthoughts. It gives the area, which was supposed to be beautified by the sculpture and vegetation, a generic industrial, prison, mental institution, work camp look of that kind that appears when builders and public officials do not like or trust the people they serve. Yeah, you always see buildings like that. The sheer harsh ugliness of the solution makes a lie of the reasons for its implementation. Its implementation. Okay, that was Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. That was rule number 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. My name is Gregory Brand. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm just kidding. I'm not from Brooklyn, New York. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but click the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, or get out of here.